Okay, guys, welcome to Tuval IT Security Enterprise. Welcome to our next video. So in this short video, we want to demonstrate how to use a flowchart to demonstrate algorithm, a simple step, how to write a code. And we know how useful flowchart is because it gives a visual flow of how the whole project or how the whole code is going to go, right? So without wasting much time, let's take one of the questions and then let's see how best we can use a flowchart to do that. So our question today is we are to calculate the sum of squares of given input of numbers, right? So we have this question that, and by the way, I keep on saying that I do this video because I realize the way I struggle starting all these IT programs. So I wish I had somebody like this who guide me through or hold my hand doing these programs. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I know guys are out there struggling. So to make things easier, you just look on this video and see how best you can also create your own. So let's go on. So you can choose to draw the flowchart and write the pseudo code or vice versa. I find it very easy going by the pseudo code first because for me, it serves as a map for me to just look on and then pick my diagrams and then do my flowchart. So what I did first is to write the pseudo code. So we are to calculate the sum of squares of given numbers, right? So the first thing I want to do over here, it might not be the same as yours, but the first thing I want to do here is to take the numbers. So the input numbers that we are supposed to calculate the sum of squares of, I take those numbers as a list. So I store those numbers in a list and then declare a variable to hold those numbers. So then to hold those each numbers, then initialize an empty list to store the square number. So now you have the numbers in the list, but after you finish storing the numbers, I want to store them in a list again before I do the sum operation on it. So I'll use a for loop over here to iterate through each of those lists that I store the given numbers in. And then for each of those iterations, I'll square them. So you realize that over here, for each numbers in that list, square the number. Then you go back and check. If there is a number again, then go back and pick that number and then square it. Else, store the square number in the list of square numbers. Then after that, you sum the square numbers. So whilst you are squaring the numbers, store them in a declare variable, which will hold the sum of square numbers. After that, you calculate the sum of the square numbers, output the result, then print the sum of the square numbers to the screen. So that is exactly what I want to do. So it's just a pseudo code that will guide you, just giving you a mind picture of how the real code is going to look like. So let's go to this tool that I have discovered. It is called Miscal. So you can just Google it, Miscal on Google, and then you can also use it. It's a very useful tool. So the first thing I want to do is I want to start the program. So to start the program, I'll go and select my diagram. So we all know the diagram that we use. We use this spherical to demonstrate the start of a program, right? So I'll use this to demonstrate. We all know that we use this sphere. It looks like a sphere or an oval shape to start our program. So inside there, I'll just type my test start. Then the next thing we want to do is to take the input numbers. So you see our pseudo code said we take the input numbers and store them as list, right? So we join this number and we know that we use a rhombus, okay? So in a flowchart, we use rhombus, the symbol rhombus to receive data, input data. So we'll go and then we'll change this over shape to rhombus. So this is a rhombus. We use the rhombus, so the function, so every symbol has its own function, right? So the rhombus job is to take input or output data onto the screen for us. So in a way, it's serving as input and output symbol, okay? So over there, we also add our text. So over here, we'll say that input or take the numbers, right? Okay, so now that we've taken the numbers, we said in our pseudo code that we'll initialize an empty list, right? So to initialize that empty list, we are going to store the empty list. So what you are doing, you're actually performing a function, so or a process, okay? So process, we use what, a rectangle to do that. So we are actually initializing the list. So we initialize empty list. Empty list to store the numbers. Okay, so now we've started our program. We've taken the numbers and we've initialized an empty list to store those numbers. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to, so we have to iterate through the numbers, pick the number one by one, and then decide if there is a number left over there. We take the square of that number, we store it in a list, a second list, and then later we'll do the sum on it. So over here, we know there are more than one number over there. So what we'll do is when we take the first number, we want to decide whether is there a number. If there is a number, what are we going to do next? So in that case, there is a decision over there. We have to make a decision to go back and take those numbers again and then come and square them. So what the next symbol we want to use is the decision symbol. And that symbol is diamond or kite, right? So diamond or kite. So this is the kite. And then what we want to do over here is, so for each number in the list, so for each number in the list, what do we want to do? So over here, since it's a decision, usually it will take multiple output or input. So what we want to do is, we want to go to the right of this kite. What are we going to do? Now, if after taking the numbers, we square them. So we have another left side over here. If the number still exists, what are we going to do? We go back to the list, we take the second number and score it. If there is no number, then we go out and then perform the summation of the square numbers. So all we need to do is to just straighten this arrow, arrange all these things very well. I like this app because it's very easy to use. So we are going to perform a function. So over here, we change this symbol to a rectangle because a function is going to perform. Remember, a rectangle is used to perform a function. I want to make this video so local and so easy and so practical that even a layman, no one, even if you have no idea about this, you can actually understand it and then look upon it and then do your own. And that's the whole idea of this video. So over here too, we are going to perform a function. So we change this symbol to a rectangle. I want to bring this down. Then below the decision, I want another diagram